Places, names, and faces. Gonna fail you, to never run away. Unfamiliar places, names, and faces. Gonna fail you, to never run away. Unfamiliar places, names, and faces. Gonna fail you, to never run away. Unfamiliar places, names, and faces. Gonna fail you, to never run away. Unfamiliar places, names, and faces. Gonna fail you, to never run away. It's never similar, it's never hesitating. Sometime I will be heard, but now it's present day.
Awaken back from success. Come out in 2036. Picture.
Awaken Bahamut says, "Dear God."
Unfamiliar places, names, and faces. Gonna fail you, to never run away. Unfamiliar places, names, and faces. Gonna fail you, to never run away. Unfamiliar places, names, and faces. Gonna fail you, to never run away. Unfamiliar places, names, and faces. Gonna fail you, to never run away. It's never similar, it's never hesitant.
Bahamut says, is it only me who play Clash of Clans?
Unfamiliar places, names, and faces. Total failure to never run away. Unfamiliar.
Awakened Bahamut says this it only just me who play Clash of Clans.
Unfamiliar places, names, and faces. Total failure to never run away. It's never similar, it's never hesitated. Sometime I will be heard, but now it's present day. What's stopping me from climbing my regrets? I'm never happy or upset to hear the madness or unrest. Doesn't have to matter anyway. I want the world to shatter. Let me stay. I don't know how to ever love up the past. I always pop up in last place, but it's better that way. Tonight we're going somewhere new. Please just remind me I'm above this through. I can't leave, but I can't escape. What's the point if all I'm gonna do is wait? In any case, I won't be late.
Awakened Bahamut says, I do like this music. Awakened Bahamut says, do anyone play Clash of Clans?
Unfamiliar places, names, and faces. Total failure to never run away.
Awakened Bahamut says, so is just me.
It's never similar, it's never hesitated. Sometime I will be heard, but now it's present day. What's stopping me from
anyone who played Clash of Clans.
Names and faces, gonna fail you, to never run away. Unfamiliar places, names and faces, gonna fail you, to never run away. Unfamiliar places, names and faces, gonna fail you, to never run away. Unfamiliar places, names and faces, gonna fail you, to never run away. Unfamiliar places, names and faces, gonna fail you, to never run away. Unfamiliar places, names and faces, gonna fail you, to never run away.
Awakened Bahamut says you need to play Mouse 5 or higher.
Similar, it's never hesitated. Sometime I will be heard, but now it's present day. What's stopping me from climbing my regrets? I'm never happy or upset to hear the madness or unrest. Doesn't have to matter anyway. I want the world to shatter. Let me stay. I don't know how to ever live up the past. I always love a nice place, but it's better that way. Tonight we're going somewhere new. Please just remind me I'm
Awakened Bahamut says on a stream.
What's the point if all I'm gonna do is wait? In any case, I won't be late. If it's a barricade in the way, magnet to look and no second guesses, I just roll the dice on it. And if it lands on a bad number, then you can take all the time that you need to recognize we're perpetually stuck in limbo, waiting for someone to unfamiliar places, names and faces, gonna fail you, to never run away. It's never similar, it's never hesitant.
Welcome to the trap, mouse!
Some falls don't begin in the sky. Mine started a few weeks back. The sky was just the exit wound.
Hey, watch!
Welcome to public transit, bub.
It didn't seem like much at first. Wasn't even sure it was a case.
This, Mr. Pepper, is the big one.
Something within me, I don't know, old instinct maybe, said turn back.
Get some solid evidence, and we'll get to the bottom of this in no time.
This case was more trouble than it was worth. But, well, trouble is what I do.
Unfamiliar places, names and faces, gonna fail you, to never run away. Unfamiliar places, names and faces, gonna fail you, to never run away. Unfamiliar places, names and faces, gonna fail you, Gonna fail you, to never run away. It's never similar, it's never hesitant. Unfamiliar, places, names and faces. Gonna fail you, to never run away. It's never similar, it's never hesitating. Sometime I'll be heard, but now it's present day. What's stopping me from climbing my regrets? I'm never happy or upset to hear the madness or unrest. Doesn't have to matter anyway. I want the world to shatter that.
Awakened Bahamut says, wow.
Awakened Bahamut says you have beat tonight 4.
Awakened Bahamut says, I like the red.
Awakened Bahamut says know the game.
Awakened Bahamut says seem fun.
Awaken Bahamut says FNAF World.
Awakened Bahamut says I don't know.
Awakened Baphomet says yeah.
Awaken Bahamut says play it.
Awakened Bahamut says what about Hello Neighbor?
Awaken Bahamut says wow.
Hey, Henry. William, it's good to hear your voice again. How have you been? It's been a bit stressful, to be honest. Busy with the new animatronic project. It's going really well, and I'm excited to finally open up my own restaurant. I see. Well, we've had a pretty good run with Freddy Fazbear's Pizza so far. It's been doing really well. Yeah, I've heard. I'm actually a bit jealous, to be honest. I really want my place to be as successful, if not more successful, than Freddy's. I'm sure it will be, William. You've put a lot of work into this. Thanks. I really hope so. That's great to hear.
Awakened Bahamut
sure
says, what about Shipwrecked Terminus?
I wanted to talk with you about something important. Sure. What is it? I've been reading about some incidences at other restaurants where animatronics have been malfunctioning and causing harm to visitors. I want to make sure that our establishments are safe for everyone who comes through our doors. And especially yours, too. I understand your concerns. Rest assured I'm being extremely careful with the programming and engineering of the animatronics. Safety is my top priority. I still want you to take your time with the project. Rushing things could lead to mistakes. I promise I won't rush anything. I want this restaurant to be just as perfect as you do. But I do need to move quickly if we're going to open in time. I know, but please keep safety in mind, above all else. I don't want any accidents or injuries to happen. I understand, Henry. You can trust me to handle everything properly. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about? No, that's all for now. Just keep me updated on the progress of the project, okay? Will do, Henry. Talk to you soon. Take care, William.
Hello there, I'm Waffle Brokey, the CEO of Fazbear Entertainment, and welcome to Fredbear's Family Diner, the job of your dreams. Or so I hope. Because many things are currently happening, and I can't personally be present everywhere, I leave you these pre-recorded messages to cover any questions you may have and respond to any incidents that may occur during your night shift adventure.
Awakened Bahamut says, or let find Larry.
Mac D. Mackenzie Dasher says great. How about you?
Awakened Bahamut says finally.
Awakened Bahamut says somebody here.
Mac D. Mackenzie Dasher says, I see you're playing Five Nights at Freddy's.
Mac D. Mackenzie Dasher says, well, that's new to me.
Magdy Mackenzie Dasher says, is Foxy there? I am a big fan of Foxy.
Awakened Bahamut says at MacD Mackenzie Dasher he this in here.
Mac D. Mackenzie Dasher says at Awakened Bahamut he is.
Awakened Bahamut says at MacD, Mackenzie Dasher, yes.
Awakened Bahamut says his night one is supposed to be easy.
MacD Mackenzie Dasher says if I am in the security office like that, I'd rather bring a coloring books or a drawing book.
Matt D. Mackenzie Dasher says I think the Animal Electronics did that. Awakened Bahamut says the property all HM.
MacD Mackenzie Dasher says I don't think that Squidward or Slenderman.
Awakened Bahamut says no that HM.
MacD Mackenzie Dasher says was that Bonnie.
Mac D. Mackenzie Dasher says it only sees Animal Electronics come to life.
Mac D. Mackenzie Dasher says, do we check Chica?
Awakened Bahamut says at MacD, Mackenzie Dasher, I ask Mr. Red to play Mouse Pie for hire.
Awakened Bahamut says ha.
MacD Mackenzie Dasher says, what was that?
Awakened Bahamut says I'm MacD Mackenzie Dasherham.
Mac D. Mackenzie Dasher says, 6 a.m. we made it.
MacD Mackenzie Dasher says, oh, that looks like Golden Freddy.
Awakened Bahamut says don't die.
Hey, William. How's the progress with the new location coming?
Hey, Henry. Everything's going well. The animatronics are on track, and I'm confident about meeting our opening date.
That's good to hear. However,
Awakened
I need to
Bahamut says you
emphasize
can.
that safety is our top priority.
MacD Mackenzie Dasher says
We can't
Henry.
afford any mistakes. Pressure to meet the deadline might cause you to rush things.
I understand your concern, but rest assured that safety is always my top priority. I know what I'm doing, and I won't take any unnecessary risks.
I hope so, but I've been hearing some worries from others that your methods of work could lead to some problems. They're also worried that your recent divorce might affect your judgment.
My personal life has nothing to do with my work. As for my
MacD Mackenzie Dasher says, let me guess the player is Henry in this game.
Work now. I have everything under control.
I see. Just remember that I'm here to support you and the company. If you need any help or advice, don't hesitate to ask.
Thank you for your offer, but I've got it covered. I'll keep you updated on the progress.
Please do. And keep in mind that safety comes first. We don't want any injuries or accidents.
Of course, Henry. Talk to you soon.
Take care, William.
Hello, it's Waffle Brokey here, and welcome to your second night on the job. You seem to have everything under control, don't you?
Says
That's what I
well.
like to see, someone who can handle themselves. I'll keep it short and only tell you what is absolutely necessary. The main two animatronics also have a second functionality that'll blow your mind. You can actually wear them like a costume. Now, I know what you're thinking. Waffle, that sounds like the greatest thing ever, but hold your horses
MacD
for a second.
Mackenzie Dasher
These
says
newer
I hope
models
they
aren't
have
quite
pizza.
perfected yet.
I love pizza.
They've got a bit of a, well, let's call it a design flaw. You see, if you're not careful, it could crush your chest, and you'll bleed out until the dawn. Trust me, it's not a pretty picture. We had an incident with one of our employees not too long ago. Poor guy ended up in a hospital bed with his legs crushed. It's tragic, but informative. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't try it out if you're feeling brave, but just know that if something goes wrong,
Awakened Bahamut
it's
says
on
OG
you.
back.
Actually, don't even touch him. We're not taking any responsibility here. So if we find you the next morning, dead inside of one of our mascots, don't come crying to us. You were informed, and we are clean. Yeah. True. Anyway, a new mascot was added to the cast recently, and not just any mascot, mind you. This one's special. Made solely
MacD
by one of
Mackenzie
the
Dasher
founders
says
himself,
we're not dead
Henry
yet.
Emily. Now, I don't know much about it, but what I do know is that it's been causing some trouble. So much so that we had to lock it up in your office. But don't worry, we've got a prize corner set up there, and it's a win-win situation for all of us, right? Just make sure you keep an eye on that little bugger and put it back in its place if it tries to wander off. We don't want a repeat of that old tale where a puppet crept into a sleeping man's mouth, do we now? But listen, kid, don't worry. We'll get through
Awakened
this.
Bahamut says he
We
needs to go
always
back to work.
Just keep an eye on
Mac
those
D.
animatronics
Mackenzie
and stay out
Daysher
of
says
trouble.
I better
And
keep an
remember,
eye on
I'm always
Foxy
here
if
for
he's
you.
here.
Yeah, gonna go get some shut-eye. Talk to you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Awakened Bahamut says no, he talked to me.
Mac D. Mackenzie Daysher says I think it's both.
Mac D. Mackenzie Daysher says language, but I don't swear. Mac D. Mackenzie Daysher says it's okay, it happens all the time.
Awakened Bahamut says no, that him. Mac D. Mackenzie Daysher says wait, go back to the camera. I want to see that character. Awakened Bahamut says yes, he this. Mac D. Mackenzie Daysher says was that Bonnie?
Awakened Bahamut says I give him some. Mac D. Mackenzie Daysher says I never seen that Bonnie before.
Mac D. Mackenzie Daysher says Bonnie meeting.
Mac D. Mackenzie Daysher says Freddy.
No more mama!
Mac D. Mackenzie Daysher says I don't think he's eating the camera.
No
I think he's
more
breaking the
mama.
camera.
No more mama! No more mama!
Mac D. Mackenzie Daysher says who said yo mama? Zerketerkey says oh I love this game.
No more
Awakened Bahamut says at Zerketerkey you finally here.
Mac D. Mackenzie Daysher says Bonnie scared us.
Zerkiderki says at Awakened Bahamut, dude, I'm in class.
MacD Mackenzie Daysher says, can you check under a table?
Awakened Bahamut says yes.
MacD Mackenzie Daysher says Freddy scared you.
No more mama.
Awakened Bahamut says ain't that loud.
MacD Mackenzie Daysher says oh that was Bonnie.
Hello, it's Waffle Brokey here, and welcome.
Awakened Bahamut says to bad cry about it. MacD Mackenzie Daysher says don't cry.
MacD Mackenzie Daysher says okay.
MacD Mackenzie Daysher says I hear footsteps. MacD Mackenzie Daysher says weird. Zerkiderki says okay I'm gonna go. I am still in class.
MacD Mackenzie Daysher says it's Zerkiderki CEO.
Awakened Bahamut says they my friends. MacD Mackenzie Daysher says Five Nights at Freddy's is it more like a Candy the Cat? Awakened Bahamut says that game will never come out.
Awakened Bahamut says bet it will. MacD Mackenzie Daysher says there's 5 Nights at Freddy's security breach. Mac D. Mackenzie Daysher says I guess.
Mac D. Mackenzie Daysher says I don't play video games. I watch video games on YouTube.
Awakened Bahamut says behind you.
Awakened Bahamut says me. Mac D. Mackenzie Daysher says at Awakened Bahamut there's nothing behind us. Awakened Bahamut says you mean bad.
Mac D. Mackenzie Daysher says we got our eyes on you.
Mac D. Mackenzie Daysher says I was talking to Animal Electronic.
Awakened Bahamut says he my friend.
Mac D. Mackenzie Daysher says I don't know, but I think it's a shadow bunny.
Awakened Bahamut says me.
Awakened Bahamut says go my friend get him. Mac D. Mackenzie Daysher says I am scared.
Awakened Bahamut says get him.
Mac D. Mackenzie Daysher says wish we had a weapon.
Awakened Bahamut says be nice to my friends.
MacD Mackenzie Daysher says we're alive.
MacD Mackenzie Daysher says wait, that's not Bonnie. That's Springtrap.
Hello, William. How are you doing today?
Hello, Henry. I'm doing well, thank you for asking. How about yourself?
I'm doing alright. I wanted to touch base with you about something. I heard that some of the employees saw a preview of the new animatronics design, and they were a bit concerned that they looked a little too scary and robotic. What were your thoughts on that?
Well, I can understand why they might think that. But I assure you the final project will be much more child-friendly. The employees only saw a work in progress, and we're still fine-tuning the details.
Awakened Bahamut says no shit.
I hope you're right, William. We don't need any negative experiences from our young guests.
As I mentioned before, I've been studying child psychology to ensure that the animatronics create a positive and safe experience. I'm confident that we'll achieve that goal. I believe my robots will be the best around.
Alright then. I trust your expertise in this area. On a personal note, how are you holding up with the divorce proceedings?
MacD Mackenzie Daysher says I played 5 Nights at Freddy's sometime and seen the movie, but I am pretty sure that's Springtrap.
So is Charlotte for me. She's my only family. I just want you to remember that it's okay for you to take some time to yourself. You can't pour from an empty cup. Don't forget to take a break and recharge.
Thank you for the reminder. I appreciate your concern. I'll try to take care of myself as well, and my work, too.
No problem, William. We'll talk again soon. Take care.
You too, Henry.
Awakened Bahamut says this shit happy every game.
MacD Mackenzie Daysher says William Affen.
Greetings, my dear employee. Congratulations on making it to night 3. The simple fact that you're here listening to me means that you've made a glorious contribution to Fazbear Entertainment. On behalf of the founders and myself as the CEO of the company, I want to thank you for your participation and dedication to this job. We hope that we can count on you for another week of your excellent service. Unless you've got some big dreams you're chasing after. Couple of nights, I want to know every little detail going on in this fine establishment. But if you didn't report nothing this morning, I'll assume everything's all good. Speaking of which, have you ever wondered how this place operates during the day? Despite all the rumors and investigations, it's actually pretty great. I mean, I was taking a stroll around here earlier and saw some kids jumping into the ball pit and having a blast. They even pretended it was a time machine. Kids these days. Huh. I tell you, sometimes those kids have more imagination in their pinkies than most adults have in their whole bodies. It's a shame we lose that spark as we get older. But hey, that's what Fazbear Entertainment is all about. Bringing a little magic back into our lives, right? And you're a crucial part of making that happen, so keep up the good work. Actually, I have a little something for you in case you're interested in earning an additional $20. We're recording some lines for the instruction tapes regarding the Springlock technology, and I think you'd be perfect for the job. You got a great voice, kid. All you have to do is read some text into a recording machine, and I'll make sure you're compensated for your time. You don't gotta learn nothing fancy, just be the voice on the tapes. We want to send them to every pizzeria that uses new Springlock costumes. How cool is that? Alright, you'll meet our new assistant. Her name is Karen. She's going to tell you exactly what to do. Great then. Keep up the good work and keep on keeping on. Until next time, stay safe and don't forget to check those cameras. I'll talk to you soon.
Awakened Bahamut says yes he this.
Awakened Bahamut says I give him some. Zerketerkey says, oh, I love this game. Awakened Bahamut says at Zerketerkey, you finally here.
Zerketerkey says at Awakened Bahamut, dude, I'm in class.
Awakened Bahamut says this shit happy every game. Awakened Bahamut says let never come back here. Awakened Bahamut says we don't need the money.
Awakened Bahamut says why I'm here.
Awakened Bahamut says, why are we ever here? Awakened Bahamut says some shit go on in this game. Awakened Bahamut says the fuck. Awakened Bahamut says too bad. Awakened Bahamut says what?